My name is Chris and welcome to the Camperdan Files. In today's video, we are going to complete some much needed maintenance. We're going to go ahead and drain and fill the gear oil that's in my transmission, and hopefully we'll have enough gear oil to also replace the fluid that's in my transfer case. In the past, believe it or not, I filled it with automatic transmission fluid. Now before you go trying to tear me apart in the comments about why I would put automatic transmission fluid in my transfer case if my R50 is a 5-speed manual, you might want to go and consult the owner's manual. It's been 4 years and I haven't had any issues with my transfer case. We're just looking to prolong the life of the transmission and my transfer case. Now, the transmission, it's never been serviced by me, so this would be the first time. I've had the truck for almost 5 years now. As a matter of fact, the 21st will make 5 years since I've had my R50 Pathfinder. Let's go ahead and get some tools and creep onto here and see what we got. So here we have a few of the items that we're gonna need. Here's the 7590 gear oil that I decided to go with. This is a API GL4. Do not, and I repeat, do not go out and grab API GL5 and put it in your gearbox or your transfer case, because you will have issues because of the synchros. They have a special coating on them. If you use a GL5, it'll actually interfere with that coating and it'll mess up your synchronizer, so don't do that. Then here we have a 1/2-inch breaker bar, 1/2-inch ratchet with a little extension. We have some Permatex thread sealant here. We have some gloves, thanks to our Harbor Freight. So another thing you're gonna need is some brake clean, and more importantly, a fluid pump. This one I picked up at Harbor Freight years ago to service my rear and front differentials, and it's worked great for me. Never had an issue. Plus it was cheap.
And then last but not least, you're gonna wanna make sure you have your oil catch pan positioned directly under your transmission to receive that old gear oil.
Thank you, have a great day. First thing we're actually going to try and do is crack our fill plug, but before we do, we're going to hit it with some brake clean. Sorry about the background noise. My neighbor's wife is leaving in her STI, so if you guys hear a turbo running in the background. You guys might not be able to see much here, but again, I'm just taking the time to clean the fill plug area here. I'm gonna get that guy removed first. And the main reason why we want to remove the fill plug first is because if there's an issue with getting the fill plug removed, you want to know about it prior to draining the transmission. Because once you drain the transmission, all bets are off. If you can't get that fill plug open after that point, then you're screwed. I can't even get my extension in there, so we're gonna have to try and do this without the extension. That's gonna be fun. I have a feeling we're gonna end up needing to use our breaker bar, but I'm gonna try and do it with just my 1/2-inch ratchet first. See if I get lucky here. Nope, I don't have enough leverage, so we'll get the breaker bar. Alright, so we have our 1/2-inch breaker bar in now. Let's see if we can get this guy open. Yes. Alright, so we were able to get it to break loose, and I'm glad that I took the time to clean around this thing, because there's some debris falling already. And we definitely don't want that getting into our gearbox. So our fill plug it's coming. Alright, so that's loose. I'm gonna hit it with some more brake clean.
Yeah. Alright, should be able to get this off the rest of the way now. Alright, so that's loose. And I guess we should have a drain pan position here just in case there's any residual that starts overflowing out of the gearbox. I doubt there will be any, but you never know. Nope, no residual. And the fill plug itself, it's pretty clean. Alright, so next we're gonna shift things around to our actual drain plug right here. And again, we're gonna clean that off also. Whew, I can smell that gear oil and it stinks. I was just talking to the neighbor. She's asking me if I was getting ready to do an oil change. I was like, no, worse. Gearbox fluid. And she's like, oh. She's like, yeah, you definitely don't want to let that spill on your garage floor because it'll stink up the place. And I was like, yep, that's why I'm doing it outside. And right away, see, we're gonna have some fitment issues here. So we need to get a Phillips head screwdriver and clean that guy up. One of his previous owners was definitely having some fun with this thing. And that's the only aspect of off-roading that I haven't done with this thing. I've never taken it mudding, and I probably won't. But, you know, I'm sure it'll do fine, but I just don't look forward to potentially getting stuck in mud and then having to get out and get help recovering the vehicle and making a mess of the interior with mud. Like, that's just not my thing. Let me try my half-inch ratchet. Okay, that seems to fit. Wow, I actually got it to turn. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of debris coming off of this thing already. Yeah, slow as she goes. Yep, all of that nasty debris is coming off of this thing. Again, it's just old caked up mud. All right, almost ready to receive some fluid. I'm just hoping not to get any of this stuff on me. All right, guys, here we go. There it goes. Okay, so not bad. Definitely needed to be changed, that's for sure. Yeah, it doesn't smell too bad. I guess the differential fluid is the stinkiest of the two. It's dark, but it's not too bad. I don't see any metal shavings or anything like that. We'll check the drain plug once that's finished. So yeah, we'll let that sit there and drain and do its thing. I'm glad we're changing it. The fluid itself doesn't look too bad. It's not too bad at all. I'm actually quite pleased. So we'll let that guy drain for a few minutes, and then we'll bring you guys back when we're ready to reinstall our drain plug. Now, I don't know if I should be sad or glad that I'm doing this service, guys. Look at the debris that's on this magnet. Again, this is my first time servicing my gearbox. I expected to find some metal shavings. Yeah, there's a decent chunk on there. I don't know how you guys feel about that. That definitely can't be good for our gearbox, right? But I'm glad that we're doing this because we're getting this gunk out. So that tells me it's been a while since this thing's been serviced. So we're gonna go ahead and clean that up with some brake clean. This is a service that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. I just hadn't had the chance to do it because for some strange reason, GL4 gear oil is very hard to find for some reason in my neck of the woods. Like, you can't find it. You can find GL5 all day, like the Valvoline stuff, but there's other brand names that you can use, like Redline. It's like 50 or 60 bucks. This gear oil that I'm gonna use, I actually found it on Amazon. It was like $43. I bought 2 jugs of this stuff during the Black Friday Amazon sale, and I saved myself $16 overall on getting the fluid. So I feel good about it. And like I said, this is something that's been long overdue. As you guys just seen, I mean, look at the chunks. That's one. And 2. The gearbox seems fine. I don't hear any odd noises coming from it, but I reckon if I didn't do this service, I probably would start having some kind of issues later on down the road. So I'm glad that I'm getting it done. Cause yeah, this thing definitely needed some love. For sure. All right. So it's all nice and clean now. We'll go ahead and get that guy reinserted. We're still draining a little bit of fluid, but I mean, it's not gonna make or break things. I guess I can be patient and wait for that to finish draining, I guess. It's not necessary, but I'll wait. I'll give it like another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll get back in there. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have any of this oil dripping on me. So far, so good. I haven't gotten any on me. And I'm trying to keep it that way. But like I said, it doesn't smell as bad as the actual differential fluid, which is crazy to me because they're pretty much the same fluids, but it doesn't smell as bad. So I'll take it. Just gonna snug things up here. Again, we're not trying to make this He-Man tight because we will have to come back down here and service things again at some point, but we definitely want it to be closed. That should be plenty tight. All right, now here comes the fun parts. Time to fill this puppy back up with fluid. Here's our fill hole. We'll go ahead and start pumping that guy full of fluid. So we are now full. Yep, we're full. We'll go ahead and remove this guy. Yep, she's a full one. All right, so now that that's finished draining, I'm gonna go ahead and get our fill plug back in here. All right, nice and snug. Then we'll hit that with some brake clean. time to pop the fill plug on our transfer case here. Man, I got that sucker really tight the last time, I guess. Alright, break a bar it is. There you go. There you go. I guess I laid on my keys a little bit. Locked my door. Scared the crap out of me. Stop it. Yeah, the reason why that was so snug too is because the last time I serviced this thing, I did use that red sealant. I'm assuming there's gonna be a little bit of residual coming out of here. This thing stayed pretty clean from the last time that I was under here servicing this transfer case, so we're good. And there's the residual. And I probably should have took my skid plate off, but I was lazy. So we'll let the residual drain there. And as you guys can see, that fluid is red, and that's because it's automatic transmission fluid. So here we are on the front of the transfer case. I'm gonna go ahead and try and break this guy open here. Let me move you guys back a little so you're not too much in my way here. Hopefully you guys can still see the action. Yep, we were able to get it broken loose here. Alright guys, let's get ready to receive some fluid here. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a murder scene. Trying to anticipate the arc of discharge. Let's hope I get it right. Whew. Oh, and that fluid looks good still too. It is a little dark. Has about 30 or 40,000 miles on it roughly. Not too bad. Again, I probably should have took the skid plate off for this. Like I said, I was lazy. I'll try and clean it up as best as I can with some brake clean. There's hardly nothing on this magnet. I'll bring you guys back for a closer look at this, but it looks pretty clean. So as you guys can see there's almost nothing on this thing. So we'll go ahead and get this cleaned up and reinsert it into the transfer case. Snug this up. Again, it doesn't have to be He-Man tight. You definitely don't want it leaking either. Oh yeah, we're full. I was really worried that I wasn't gonna have enough gear oil, but it worked out perfectly. Yeah, now I won't have to worry about servicing this thing for another 30,000 miles or the next 3 years. So I'm happy about that. Nice and snug. This is what we found on our magnet on the drain plug for our gearbox. Again, it is metal shavings. It's kind of muddy, kinda. Despite this being in there, everything seems fine. Transmission is not making any noise, so I'm happy about that. If you're interested in any of the things that I used in today's video, I'll be sure to stick a link in the description for you guys. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give it a like, and while you're at it, don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe. My name is Chris, and thanks again for stopping by the Camper Dan Files.